Hello everyone, I am back with another colouring video, but today I am going to be swatching my new pastel set. I have been so eager to get my hands on this one. I was checking Amazon nearly every day until this pastel set came back in stock. I'm a huge fan of alcohol markers. I have loved my Copics for many years, but these are the only pens I have found that are reasonably priced and of a similar quality. I love colouring in things pastel, but I've only ever owned maybe 8 or 10 pastel Copic markers. So this is a set of 48 and I am so eager to see what the colours look like, and I'm going to swatch all of them now. Oh my gosh, there is just so many of them. I'm so excited to see what these will look like in my colouring books. This is the biggest set I've purchased so far, and there are 2 colour swatch charts. I feel like the easiest thing to do when swatching is to just pull them all out and then slowly put them all back into their case once I have swatched them. It looks like there's a lot of Ys here, so I'm going to grab all the Ys out first just to make this a little smoother. Okay, so while I do this, I would love to know what your thoughts are on colouring videos. I did recently start doing some colouring videos and I have been loving doing them because they're nice and easy. There's not a lot of editing involved, which is kind of my downfall. It is what takes the most time when making YouTube videos because I do everything by myself. But I was wondering, do you prefer talking or no talking? Do you like it if there is music, or do you prefer to listen to someone talk through the colouring process? I have just noticed these don't have a chisel end, which is good because I never use chisel ends. These have the fine tip nib and the brush, and those are my favourite to work with. So this set is just ticking all of my boxes right now. I have been talking to some other creators who say that keeping in the sounds of the pens, like the scratching on the paper, that kind of thing is appealing. I don't really know. Like when it comes to ASMR videos, I have some sensory problems. I actually cannot stand videos like that. They kind of grind inside my head and I just find them really unpleasant. So I don't know how people get enjoyment out of them, but I'm happy to make them if that's what people are into, if that makes sense. It's just not something I would personally search for, so it's not something that I think to create for others, but I am very interested in your thoughts. Okay, so we're up to the last of these yellow ones. I'm loving them so far. I just love pale and pastel colors so much. I really should have grabbed my glasses. I can see that I'm coloring out of the lines here. Okay, so those were these markers, and they are just so cute. Okay, next up we have the reds. I knew I was going to love this color as soon as I saw the lid. It's very cute. It's like a perfect little blush. It'll make great cheeks on all these cartoon characters. I do love the names for some of them too. Light prawn. It doesn't sound like a pretty name, but it is a very pretty color. So those were the reds. Okay, now we have the red violets. And one of my cats is chirping at birdies in the background, so you might hear that. I think that's another thing that I have, I guess, been trying to avoid with my recording is the background noises. And it's hard to find times during the day where the house is actually quiet enough for me to do videos and record. I used to record my videos and then do the voiceovers late in the night when everyone was asleep, and that worked for a while, but I was getting tired. It was very exhausting doing it that way, and it felt like a lot of work doing the videos, then the recordings later. Felt like, I guess, twice as much work on the one video, but I did change up to doing recordings like this, talking as I go along, and that seems to work well unless someone else is home. Then it becomes tricky. I can't have the dishwasher running while I do videos, or the washing machine, or anything like that, so it reduces, I guess, just everyday productivity when I'm doing videos. So it is just tricky to decide what works best. Okay, those were the violets. I just realized that I missed one here. There we go. In this set, there are only 3 violets, and I have a feeling I will get a lot of use out of these. Pale purples are some of my favorite colors to work with. I just think they're so pretty, and I love to color in a whole heap of Halloween related things, so these are going to work really well. I have just been so eager to get my hands on this set. I have loved the skin tone set so far. That was my first one to get, and then I grabbed the greys, and they have been a lot of fun to play with as well. So pastel was obviously going to be next. I don't have a lot of bold colors in these pens yet. I might grab some eventually. I do still have a couple of Copics that can fill in the gaps, but yeah, pastels was a definite next on my list. They are just so pretty. So there we go. Those were the 3 violets. Okay, we're moving into blues now, and there is 5 here, and then there's one little blue who has snuck over here, so we can't forget that one. I do think they are really, really pretty. I feel like they will work so well on Christmas cards that I haven't really had a lot of time to make this year. Okay, that is a very pretty color. I feel like the only downside to these markers that I have found so far, oopsie, I want the brush, let's play with the brush, is that I do find Copics to be, I guess, the most accurate in the cap color matching the ink color. So with these pens, I do find that I do have to refer to these swatch charts quite frequently to make sure the color is exactly what I want it to be, because they don't always match the cap perfectly. I don't know what it is about Copic, but they seem to have nailed that issue, whereas a lot of other brands seem to struggle with that. Okay, that's one swatch card done. We can swap over to the next one. Something else I've noticed about these pens is that they are quite juicy, and so just like with any alcohol markers, I guess you should just be aware that they will bleed just a little bit, and you just got to allow a little bit of room for that when it comes to coloring in, especially if you're heavy-handed. Okay, so those were the blues. Next up is the greens, and we've got quite a variation in these. That's not such a bad thing, but I do always like to have colors that are fairly similar in some lighter and darker shades so that I can get my shading right. But they all look very beautiful, and I can't wait to play with them. I feel like I keep getting confused about which end is the brush end. I feel like in the other sets, the little grey line was close to the brush tip, but it's not in this one. Excuse that noise if you heard it. My cat just spooked herself. But that's okay. I'll get used to it. So as you can see here, like I mentioned, the greens are quite different to each other. So for example, I would probably use this green as a darker shadow for something like this. But these ones here, they don't really have anything, at least in the green family, that would work really well as a shadow. And that's okay, because in my grey pen collection, there might be one there that works really well. Or if not, I could always use the same colour and go over it once it's dry in the areas where there are shadow to get a little bit of a darker spot on those ones. It's just something to consider when you want to add, I guess, a little bit of a realistic look to your colouring in. So those were the greens. Okay, here are our E-tones, and they are usually close to skin tones. I am curious to see whether any of these are the same in my skin tone set. I feel like Brick Beige is a familiar name of a color, but I can't remember if it is in that set. So far though, I am noticing that these sets are very different, so there's not a lot of chance of doubling up if you're going for something like the skin tone set and the pastel set and the grey one. They are all very different. Okay, let's get swatching. This is also a really nice color that I would use a lot for blushing creatures, their little rosy cheeks. I feel like that's a really nice soft pink. Okay, so those were the E's, and we're nearly done. We're getting there. There are only 2 cool greys in this set, so we will see what they look like, and I will have to check if these are double ups from the grey set that I've got. If they are, I wouldn't be too sad, because I do like my neutral greys. I prefer them over cool greys and warm greys. There we go. Those were the 2 cool greys. Actually, there is meant to be another cool grey, but it is a blue grey. So I can see that one here. We'll swatch that here too. In fact, most of the rest of them look like they're going to be greys of some sort. Okay, so those were the 3 cool greys. I have 1 warm grey in this set. Also 1 yellow grey in this set. There are 3 red greys in this set. I do wonder how they come up with all their names for these. Like, all of these have names, but when it comes to the greys, it's just red grey, yellow grey. It must get a little tricky to keep naming them after a while. And this brand, they do have a ton of markers too. I've seen some really big sets. So I guess it would be such a tedious job to be naming them all. I do love these red greys. They do always look like really pale purples. They're very pretty. Okay, so those were the 3 red greys. Next we have a blue grey, which is an M. I'm not sure what the M would be for this. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments what it would be. But it is a very pretty pale blue. Next we've got a green grey. And it is the last marker of this pastel set. Well, technically no, we've got one left, and that is the Colourless Blender. I have used this so far from my other sets, and I do find it quite useful. It is very much like the Copic Colourless Blender. I have found that my Copics and these markers don't blend very well together, at least when I tried to add rosy cheeks to one of my characters in the previous colouring page. It just made it look very strange. It did not react as they typically have in the past when I have only used Copics. It might have just been me, or the colours that I was using. We'll work that out as I go along and do some more. So these were the colours from the pastel set. I'd love to know what you think of them, and do you use these markers too? They are so much more affordable than other brands that I've used in the past, and I do recommend them. I'm not associated with them in any way, but I do find them to be very good, and I have been enjoying them so much so far. Okay, that's all from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!